Hello, welcome to another episode of Guillermo and Lee Conversation. This series of interviews is about the concept of being original, and Lee is the founder of this movement, concept, brand, and today will be the first time where I will interview him instead of him interview me. And so, hello, Lee.
Hey, Guillermo. Nice to see you again. Um, so let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. So my first question is like, if you can give us a little bit of insight in your childhood, um, the things you remember from when you were very little, and the context in where you were. Maybe if you remember the year, and then you just uh, walk us through, I don't know, a period of maybe from you have some memories till teenage, something like that, if you can, or shorter, if you need more detail. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody can complete remember their childhood. For me, I think I couldn't remember many things, but what I remember was some kind of surreal experience I had. Um, and the whole thing is like abstract. It's like a Salvador Dali painting. It's like
Okay.
um, it's a whole different kind of strange stuff, and I think I couldn't remember exactly what happened in the reality. Well, I couldn't tell the difference between the reality, and the dream, and my spiritual condition, what was happening. It was all mixed together, I would say. Um, I think I became more clear, like there's a separation when I was much older. Um, I think until somewhere, you know, after a few years in elementary school, something like that. Um, and I had I didn't have very happy childhood, um, because those experience. Um, I have I was trying to figure out what is the meaning of life when I was much younger. Um,
Already.
Already, because first of all, there was a very unpleasant education system in Taiwan. I was born in Taiwan, and I had no interest. I had no interest about school, yeah, about the exam, about the textbook. Those are just, for me, it's not interesting. It's not. I don't see we have to why we have to make effort for those stuff. Couldn't draw my attention. And second, I had lots of experience in myself. I tried to figure out, and I couldn't figure out at the time. So I was trying to find the answer. Like, I had lots of struggle in myself. I had a nightmare. I had a lots of situations that I can put myself in a very dangerous spot. Um, like it's very easily to 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 do that. So I feel like I was always under some kind of danger, yeah. And I feel like I have to try to find a way to protect myself. And in a way, I also don't know if those are happening, why people are still trying to get, try to do the exam, try to go to school, try to read, I don't know, mathematics or whatever, like, why those are important, I don't know. So I was trying to figure out, like, okay, why everything's happening, why we came to this world, and what is going on, like, what is really going on. So I would start to, just like, every I think every person trying to figure out themselves, try to build their own philosophy. They ask important questions, yeah. So I start to look for the answer for those important questions, where to begin, where to end, and life and death, of course. What is what is the meaning? So that's the beginning. Obviously, there are lots of happening in my childhood, but I think that is why I start to figure out. Yeah.
So you had internal experiences that were threatening for you. You were not threatened by people or some kind of social violence or violence at home. It was more like your inner experiences that were threatening to you.
Yeah, this is kind of. I think they never really go away. But when I was a child, it was a really, really vivid experience. So I can sense many things. I'm very sensitive, and I sense both in my dream and also when I'm awake. So I remember there was a time I would feel this kind of pressure. You know, it was some kind of movie from a castle. If you go to a castle, there's a very specific kind of device. So you go to this place, it's supposed to be a room, and this room becomes like smaller and smaller and smaller until they press you, right? They totally, destroy you. I had this kind of thing all the time. Just imagine, like, you are being pressed, and this kind of violence just follow you, yeah. And also, I mentioned those floating pillow thing. So I think, from my understanding later, I realized there's a different kind of existence, different beings, yeah. And just because in our physical world, it is so, everything is so fixed, it's so superficial. So we normally don't see the reality, which is constantly changing. Yeah, is something is constantly changing. Is the It's also the essence of fine art. Yeah, we are talking about the fine art, talk about the modern art. It's about going back to this uh, ambiguity. How do you say? Like, this is uncertainty and almost chaos in the beginning. So you have this, like, clay you play, and this clay, it is all possible. It is there. It is everything, but it is unidentified. Yeah, You cannot identify, well, what is that? And this is most like the thing I saw in my dream. You have all those constantly changing figures, and sometimes they don't want to be your friends. So basically, they try to control, they try to oppress you, and I saw a lot of those. And so at the time I was a child, I didn't have those theory. I didn't figure out all the structure. I was just thinking, what is that? I was just thinking, what is happening? Yeah, and it wasn't comfortable. Yeah, because in many cases it was like I feel I'm so weak. I can be taken away. Yeah, I can be possessed in a way. So that's my situation, and I couldn't get too close to the four elements, particularly
What?
like water, fire, the four elements. Yeah, because I can get injury very
And you have to
easily.
be careful where you walk and the things you
Yeah,
get close to.
yeah, exactly. So that's my situation. I think that really influenced me as a person, and the reason I am building the originalizationism right now, because the whole thing, I feel like I didn't have a choice. Yeah, you have those experience, and you have to deal with that. Eventually, you try to figure out, and you try to solve the issue. Like those are not directly connect to how to get to the best university, best company, make the most money. It's not relevant to many people, but I was doing it in a way I needed. I need to solve my own issue, and eventually I just find out it's not only me. If you if many people experience something similarly, and also that one of the business practice is you have to turn your negativity into positivity. So whatever experience you have, you're trying to use it. Yeah, you try to basically improve yourself by all those experiences. So for now, I appreciate. I think that helped me to improve faster. Yeah, to be able to go to the advanced class when I was a child. Yeah.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
I am searching for something a little bit more colorful in the sense of images. So I was thinking to ask you if you were born in a city or in a village. How
Oh,
was
of
the
course.
landscape,
Yeah.
the temperature,
Yeah.
the type of society you were born in?
So it was in 1976, 1976 November. I was born in Kaohsiung. Kaohsiung is the second largest city in Taiwan,
Ah,
and it's a port city. So, and the port city. So it's a big harbor. But you feel like it's like a military harbor because we have a tension with China, yeah. But
yes.
Kaohsiung is basically what do you say, industrial base, like manufacturing, industrial, shipbuilding, lots of containers, like also those are trade port, and it is big. It's a very big city, and it's hot. It is humid and hot. And there's, in Taiwan, the city is like, we don't have lots of trees, so exposed, those city exposed to the sun, directly, it make it even hotter, and my memory, because I was born in Kaohsiung, and our home, my parents' home is in a district. Now a district used to be a separate city, but it's a district of Kaohsiung, and I just feel like there's always lots of people in Taiwan. You feel very crowded place. It is, and this is something very embarrassing because Taiwan is a high-tech country, and we have, I think the GDP is pretty high compared to many other countries. If you go to Taiwan, you see the street, you see how people live. It's a really, really poor condition. The quality of living is so poor. And we don't care about the appearance, we don't care about the appearance of the city. So if you go there, you feel like, why people live in this way? That don't have any sense, no sense of beauty, no sense of even security. Like, I mean, if you have all those unnecessary, installation with your building, it can be dangerous, especially in the typhoon season. We have a lot of typhoon,
Okay.
But
when you were, how were the conditions in which you played as a child? Were you playing in some parks or alone at home, or running through the urban area?
I can't even remember I played. When I was a child, I can remember the environment is not good for children to play.
Okay.
Lots of traffic, and
Yes.
we don't really have a playground. Maybe in the school, you go to school, and if you have other children, play with them. Those not well designed playground. Yes.
Yes, understand. Very urban.
Yes, at the time there's also no video game at the time, and because school is so heavy, the you have to do all those homework. You have to prepare for the exam. You don't have time for pleasure. No, it is. Is I wasn't a good student, so I didn't pay a lot of attention, but I got punishment. So so the environment is not particular. I don't know. In your childhood, you probably can just go to an empty place and play football. Probably. We don't have that.
Yes, we had a school time which was mandatory, and then but the school was half of the day probably, and then the rest of the day was free, basically. And then I would just go down. I was living in a block. It was urban, but it was in the suburbs, so it was a lot of nature. And I would run with friends for hours and hours and hours between these blocks, discovering things, making houses with sticks, climbing to trees, and just random childhood playful. No? We had maybe problems, or we played football or something like that. When was the first time that you found a person, some kind of mentor that could talk to you about these experiences that you had so vivid? When was the first time that you found a person that who could understand you, or like to whom to share this type of inner experiences that you had since childhood?
I couldn't say that. I think I found friends. Until I went to the high school, I met a friend. I believe he can understand my situation. Yeah. In this case, I've never had some kind of mentor. Not in business. I have lots of business mentors, but for I meet people I feel like he or she can understand. So I share with them. It's more like an equal position. And I did have some guide. I believe I have some guide in my dream. So sometimes you feel like there's a helper, some kind of helper. You meet those unpleasant figures, but you also meet some people, some figures. They are nice, So I believe those are the real mentors. They help me to go through certain situation. But in real life, it is you can listen to some spiritual teachers, whatever, but it's different, It's more like a theory, more like
Yes.
and they probably provide also very helpful answers, but because our own situation is so specific, and it's not like if I go to the church, if I read the Bible, then I will be safe. Not that easy, not that. But definitely there are some reference. I think they are very helpful from the from the religious, from the philosophical writings. Those, I think those, many of them are pretty helpful. But in terms of mental, I didn't meet anyone.
And how it was that you created the wish to go abroad? Why did you left?
Okay, so I was in Taiwan, so I stayed in Taiwan until I work, which is around 28 years old.
Okay.
And I graduated at 2000 from the university, and I started to work. 2000, wait, 2000. No, I went to a military first for almost 2 years, and then I have lots of 2 years thing, and then I start to work. So 2000 is also the time I start to build the theory, the foundation of the theory of the originalizationism. So that's where I begin to build. And how many years I work? So 2000, around 2009, I believe. I was in Canada for 13 years, and before was UK, so together 15 years. So 15 years. Yeah, 15 years. I'm a bit confused right now, but UK was 2007. Yeah, 2007. I went to the UK, and the reason I have been working for a while in Taiwan, and then I had the opportunity to go abroad, which is supported by my family. They are very nice. They asked me, do I want to, because it's kind of popular in Taiwan, I would say. You study your masters in another country, and most of go to, yeah, it's kind of if you can afford it, yeah.
Okay.
They believe that can enhance your career as well, and most of people, I think, they go to United States, yeah. And second would be go to the United Kingdom, which I went, and so I was one of those regular people. Choose a regular country. So, but yeah, UK was excellent. I really enjoyed the time when I was there.
How long?
Almost 2 years. So I was there like, I think 1.5 years, a little bit more, for my masters, because the masters in the UK is just 1 year, yeah. So for half year I was studying English to improve my English level. So yeah, that sometimes I'm not sure did I answer your question. If not, you can ask again. Okay.
Well, I wanted to have a little bit of a aesthetic picture of your childhood.
Yes.
Then it's just a predilection of mine to try to imagine how was a person when they were very young and which type of life they have. And then I got a little bit of yeah, I have like a picture now that you describe, and maybe it's good for a first try. I think we are talking for around half an hour, and then maybe we can try to investigate, to go deeper into the feelings that you had next time.
Yeah.
When you went to UK, and did you experience some kind of cultural shock, or how was the experience of being in such a different environment?
Yeah, that's been
We
wonderful.
can leave this for the next week, and if you agree, we can close this conversation here and say goodbye to the public that might look to this interview in the future, and greet them to the next interview.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Guillermo. Yeah.
Okay. Bye bye.
Yeah. See you next time.
See you next time.
Ciao.